Oh, dear students, so now today we would move ahead in this second chapter of class 10 science, that is acids, bases and salts. Okay, so as in the previous video we were discussing some questions of this one chapter, so we would continue that one sequence. So in that one sequence I have a new question here today. So the question is, how will you test for the gas which is liberated when HCl react with sodium hydrogen carbonate? Okay, now we have already discussed this. So when HCl, that is an acid, you have an acid, and if acids are reacting with metal hydrogen carbonate or metal carbonate, that we have discussed there, we have read the properties of the acids. Okay, so there you just go through it again. Okay, so now if acids are reacting with metal hydrogen carbonate, let's say sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is NaSCO3. So when HCl is reacting with NaHCO3, okay, so now as we have already discussed, it is going to form salt, it is going to form carbon dioxide, and one more, it is going to form water also. We have already discussed this. So here in this one case also, if HCl is going to react with sodium hydrogen carbonate, so it is going to liberate which one gas here? Carbon dioxide, isn't it? So the answer would be CO2 gas is evolved during the reaction. Now how do you test? How will you test? Okay, so now you want to test whether the gas that is being liberated is CO2 or not. Okay, how do you test? How do you say that the gas that is being liberated is CO2 gas, carbon dioxide gas? How do you test? Now we have a test for this, and it is, if we pass this CO2 gas through the lime water you must be knowing. Okay, now if we pass this CO2 gas through the lime water, we have already discussed, I have told you the concept of the lime water. What is lime water? Okay, so now if you see, you pass this CO2 gas through the lime water, this is lime water here, so this lime water turns milky, it turns milky. Okay, now if you are passing this CO2 gas through the lime water, so the lime water turns milky. Okay, now if you pass this CO2 in excess, right now just if some amount of CO2 you are passing and the lime water is turning into milky color. Okay, now keep on passing the CO2, now keep on passing in excess. If you are passing, then again the milky color is going to be clear. Now the lime water would be clear now. Okay, now at first if you pass CO2 through the lime water, it would turn milky initially. Okay, now if you keep on passing this CO2 gas, then this milky color would disappear and this lime water would be clear after that. Okay, so this is the test. This shows that the gas that is being evolved is what? Is CO2 gas. Are you getting this? Okay, so this is how we would test the presence of CO2 gas there. Okay, so whenever the acid, that is hydrochloric acid, is reacting with sodium hydrogen carbonate, so it is going to liberate carbon dioxide gas, and the test is, we are passing this carbon dioxide gas that is being liberated, we are passing it through the lime water, and the lime water is turning into milky. Now if you keep on passing the CO2 gas, then lime water, which is milky now, would disappear, the milky color would disappear and it would be clear now. Okay, so this shows that the gas that is being liberated is which one gas? Carbon dioxide gas. Okay, just note it down. Now this is the next question. Question is, give the name and formulae of two strong and two weak acids. Now we have already discussed. The strong acids means the mineral acids are strong acids, and then we have the weak acids there. Okay, so now you have to give the name of two strong and two weak acids. Okay, now if you see the strong acid, so hydrochloric acid, and it's the name, and the formula is HCl, and the second one strong acid is the sulfuric acid, and the formula is H2SO4. Then at the same time you have the two weak acids also. First one is acetic acid, formula is CH3COOH, and then you have the citric acid, that is C3H8O7. So these are the names of some strong and weak acid that you should know. Just note it down. Now this is the next question. Question is, name one natural source of each of the following. Means these are the name of some acids. So where do we find, where these acids are there, so we have to name of those natural resource there. Okay, where do we find this? Okay, so now if you see, only one name, one source you have to written. There are many fruits there. We have the citric acids. Okay, all are the citrus fruits. Okay, so now only one name you have to give. So if you see the citric acid, that we can just have in case of the lemon there. So in lemon we have citric acid. Okay, now if you just see oxalic acid, so we do find this oxalic acid in case of, yes, tell me the example, write it on your own. I would not be telling it. And where do you find this lactic acid? Write it on your own here. One source of the lactic acid you have to write. And tartaric acid, where do you find this tartaric acid? All have been just told to you in the first video, I think, where we were discussing about the acids there. Okay, so there you would get the answer of these questions. Okay, so you have to write one source of all these. One I have told you, similarly you would do the another one also. And now here we have the next question. So question is, name one animal and one plant also whose sting contain formic acid. Formic acid, we have another name for the formic acid as methanoic acid. So both are same, whether you call it formic acid or methanoic acid, or both are same. And the formula is, later you will be getting the formula, HCOOH. This is the formula for formic acid. Okay, now if you see, name one animal where in whose sting you would find the formic acid. So can you name an animal? We have already discussed. Yes, ant. So in animal ant sting, we just find there the formic acid. So in the ant sting we have the formic acid there. That is why we do feel some pain there whenever an ant bites you. So we do feel some pain. Why do we feel pain? Because it just secrete an acid that is known as the formic acid inside. So that is why we feel some pain there, isn't it? So we have a that is an animal. So that is an animal in whose sting we have the formic acid. So name of the animal is ant. Then we have a plant also in whose sting we do have again what? The formic acid. And the name of the plant is what? Can you tell me the name of the plant? Yes, just imagine. Just we can have it somewhere around. These such plants are there. If you just touch those plants, you would be feeling some current like. Okay, so we would call it as what? Which one plant? Nettle leaf. Okay, so plant name is nettle leaf plant. So in the nettle leaf, if you touch the nettle leaf, you would feel some current, because there again the nettle leaves are secreting the formic acid. Okay, that is why we feel some pain there whenever you just some current sort of we just feeling there. Okay, so here in nettle leaf sting we have the formic acid, and same in ant sting also we have the formic acid. Okay, let's note it down. So now this is the next question. Question is, how is the concentration of hydronium ion affected when the solution of an acid is diluted? Acid means, what do we call the acids? Acids are those substances which give hydronium ion in the solution. Isn't it? Let's say we have the HCl. So HCl is an acid. Why? Because it would give hydronium ion in the solution. So if you are mixing here it in water, so it would give H3O positive ions. Are you getting this? So if you are just having a solution of hydrochloric acid, so it is going to give H3O positive ion, that is known as hydronium ion in the solution. That is why it is an acid, isn't it? So if you have more number of hydronium ions there, suppose you have an acid, so in its solution you have more number of hydronium ions, so you would be calling that one acid as the concentrated acid. Okay, so that one acid is what? Concentrated acid. Why concentrated? Because it is having more number of hydronium ions. Suppose here you have an acid, solution of an acid, so here more number of hydronium ions are there in the solution of the acid. Let's say it is HCl. So no more number of hydronium ions are there, so you would be calling this one acid as the concentrated acid. Concentrated acid. Okay, so concentrated acid, it would be a concentrated acid. Okay, now if you just mix their water now again, now what would happen? The concentration of the hydronium ion is going to be decreased now. Okay, so the number of hydronium ions are going to be decreased when, if you are adding their water. Okay, means you are diluting it, isn't it? Okay, if you are adding their water means you are diluting it. If you are just adding water means you are diluting it. This is, earlier it was the concentrated acid because it was having more number of hydronium ions. Now if you are diluting it means you are mixing their water, adding their water again, so the number of hydronium ions are now going to be decreased. So you would call such a solution of an acid as now it has become diluted acid. Why? Because the number of hydronium ions are in lesser amount there. Okay, Why? Because we have diluted it, we have added some water there. So that is why we would be calling such an acid as diluted acid. Okay, so in the diluted acid we do have the concentration of H3O positive ions lesser amount. Okay, so if you are diluting an acid, the concentration of H3O positive ion in it decreases, isn't it? Okay, that is all for today. We'll be discussing some more questions in the upcoming lectures. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day.